Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, Justin.
Hello, Briggs.
How are you doing?
I'm well.
Good.
I went for I heard you went to the beach today.
Just this morning, but I mean the wind is howling. But I had quite a cool meditation on the rock with the wind and the sun, and the waves were splashing on me like on this rock. It was, yeah, like the wind was moving me. It was really cool.
Well, it's Cape Town wind. It's
Yeah, full on. But I'm actually like.
Oh, you're all swept away.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Like this weekend ceremony was fucking intense. Yes, sis. Whew. I'm flat. I'm flat. Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling better.
Good. I can hear. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling much better. If I take 2 Panado tablets in a year, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Last week I took 6.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I felt. Where are we? Monday.
Look,
Today's Monday.
The year of January has been quite a lot.
Monday.
It's New Year's Eve today. Tomorrow's the 1st, you know?
Sure. So yeah, I think Friday I started to feel a little bit better.
Yes,
and
we had a big one. Like it was, I think we were dealing with quite a bit of interception in that ceremony.
Really?
Yeah, you know the woman that you did the assessment on with you said the one that was had high levels of like super intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, like it was fucking hectic. It was intense.
Really?
Yeah. She's got a lot of trauma as well. So it was the trauma that had to release plus her channel open wide. And then I think she was actually in her own Akashic record. And she doesn't even know what the word Akashic means. She doesn't know what chakras are. She doesn't know what any of this is. I don't think she's meditated. And so, yeah, like we took her deep. It was a lot of work, but it was powerful. Super powerful. Yeah. But it was interesting because she kept saying, stop messing with my frequency. And it wasn't us. Like it was like, they were attacking her. It was, I feel like a woman like that after so much trauma, or anybody after so much trauma that actually heals themselves, is a very powerful person, you know?
Well, I picked that up.
Yeah.
In a reading. She's very strong. She's very powerful. I think I said that to you on the voice note.
Yeah. Yeah.
The voice note that I said, because I just quickly screened in to check the 4.
Yeah.
And I picked up that I think I actually said it on the voice note.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's strong. She's powerful.
Yeah. But I mean, she's never had those experiences before, and it's now like intensified in a 6-hour space, you know?
Yeah, that's quite hectic.
It was intense, yeah. But it was good. It was good.
Okay, so everybody that we assessed, or that I assessed, was okay.
Yeah, the one guy didn't come based on the assessment because I needed to chat to him before. And then and then the other 3 were great. Yeah, just changed a couple of things. But yeah, it was hectic. We fucking worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I slept the whole day yesterday and I'm still like feeling it today. Just a bit battered, but otherwise good.
No, you have to rest, Yeah. It's energy work, so it takes a toll.
Yeah. And that's it. I can't even believe it's the end of January.
Yes, before you know it will be
2024.
Yeah, I finished putting the Spiritual Footprint, the Sacred Body Retreat.
Oh, nice.
I've done that, and I've got I'm doing another 2 one-day retreats.
Nice.
Sacred Energy, and then Sacred Connection, and then the 3-day ones.
Nice.
Yeah, before you know it, will
yeah.
the retreats will be up and running.
And then also it was crazy, like I know I spoke to you midweek after our podcast, and I was having quite an intense week surrounding, psychic attacks, magic, and boundary work. And it just like carried on until the morning of ceremony as well. And I was just like, I arrived at the temple in like Kali mode, like, because it's all been the masculine, it just coming in my space. And I've been like, just like get out of my frequency.
See.
You know? Yeah.
Like, I didn't do anything.
No, I know, but this was stuff with Julian where I was just like, back the fuck up. So yeah, it was, and then also interestingly enough, the night before ceremony, I had a dream about one of my Voldemorts.
Oh wow, okay.
She was in the space and she was crying and crying and crying, and she was like, please give me a hug. And I mean, usually me as the empath, I'm like, yeah, get on in here. And I remember in the dream being like, I could see her hugging me and stabbing me in the back. And then I was like, show me your hands. And she showed her hands and they were empty. And I kind of gave her like a half-hearted hug. And then, it was like the next morning. And it's just like the same time as I decoded last year. I've just been doing a lot of decoding like the last week. It's been intense. Yeah. It's been intense.
The Voldemorts.
Yeah.
We've dealt with you've actually dealt with quite a few.
Yes, I have. I certainly.
Yes, but I'm
my dark arts training. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's important to remember. I do this I cover this aspect of let's call it soul integration in the retreat work, because it goes. Not everybody's going to understand it, so it's something that I don't really discuss on the show.
Yeah.
In these conversations, but with respect to the dark work, the dark side of
light work or ascension.
It's not. Hang on. It's an aspect that is part of your karma. So, it's and not everybody's going to understand or believe this, but a great number of issues that present themselves in this lifetime now, come from past lives.
Yeah.
But the great thing is that you can affect your present karma, karma and your future karma.
Yes.
But I do a course just on that.
Nice.
That goes into great depth with regards to that aspect. So because they're presenting themselves to you. So you have connected with them in past lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's wonderful that you we spoke about this last week, but you have to protect yourself. It's an important aspect, when you go into the world, when you're dealing with people, because it's energy, it's important that you have to protect yourself.
Just so interesting, like, last night, for example, I had a hectic ceremony, come home, and then someone who I'd created a boundary with came to the house, or he was dropping off my car. And in that moment, after the whole night of ceremony, I was like, I cannot deal with this right now. And then he didn't even really enter my space. He just dropped the car keys off. But I went into this primal release, it came out of nowhere, like as if I was birthing new, or bursting skin off of myself. I was just moving through this anger, and my fists were like this, and I was just screaming into the pillow, but not dramatic scream, like pain, you know,
Yes.
really like getting it out, yo, it was intense. And it was for like 7 to 10 minutes, and then it was done. But then after that, the empathic me was like, you know, have I let a soldier down? Have I not been here for the soul? Blah, 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 you know, like, so yeah, but,
Okay,
and then I just come back to that whole thing of like, okay, cool, what am I here to do is emit a high vibration. And if someone is interfering with that, well, then I need to eliminate that out of my space so that I can continue to emit a good vibration. So that gave me a bit of solace.
No, look, you're not, you need to understand. I would say that the first most important lesson is that every single soul on this plane is responsible for their own karma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means that they are responsible for their own energy.
Yes.
You cannot control that.
Yeah.
And if it is imposing upon you where it's distracting your frequency
and your flow of energy,
and it's upsetting the flow, and you know, you must protect yourself. You must, because if you don't protect yourself, that is the other side of karma. It's almost like saying, okay, as an empath, let's just say, for example, because a lot of empaths are basically taken advantage of. So if you allow someone to take advantage of you, that is also the negative side of karma.
Yeah, of course, of course.
There is a counter reaction to that as well, for you to learn the lesson of protecting yourself, of self-care, of self-respect. So it's very important.
And I guess the last bit of what helped me through this was, obviously I'm aware of what a narcissist is, but when you begin to correlate and really look at your personalized story, and that was a real, like,
been there,
for
done
me,
it.
you know?
It's hard. It's very painful, but remember,
it's not that I haven't known it before, but now it's landed, and where I'm like, fuck, shit, you know, and the recognition where one feels the pain is understanding that the narcissist is really just there for themselves. And so then you question the love throughout the whole entire experience. Of course, there are parts, but yeah, it's a deep process and a further healing, which I'm super grateful for. Super grateful for, but it's not been fucking easy.
Yeah, look, I mean, they personality types, I'm just going to say it that way, will present themselves in your life because of past karmic connections, definitely. And for you, because you're now in a higher frequency, you will see things that you previously did not see. So, you know, I think the important thing to remember there is that soul carries their own karma. How you react to that, how you respond to that is important, because in responding, you're creating your own karma. But it's important to protect yourself, because if you allow yourself to be taken advantage of, abused, you know, the list is endless. That is also the other side of karma. It's not a balance. It's not a healthy balance.
Yeah. So what questions do we have today?
I don't have any questions.
And so I've got my book, but I haven't been in that space this morning. So what has come into your field? I guess I could. I guess one that I've been thinking about based on this weekend is, you know, how fine lined the difference is between trauma release and psychosis.
Sure.
Because
they could become intermingled.
very, very quickly.
Because it's a very fine line there.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
And you know, it can be very dangerous.
For sure, of course.
Because if the process goes too quickly,
yeah,
especially if there's a high vibration or a high frequency, and there are aspects that are being instituted in terms of clearings or opening of chakras, or the aspects of divine intervention. When I say the word divine intervention, what I mean by that is a pure intention from, for example, the people that are holding space, from yourself, and then obviously the person that is
receiving
the healing.
Yeah.
But if there is an exhaustive amount of opening, it can create a
doorway,
a vortex.
Yeah.
Where that person is not able to manage that the aspects of what they're going into, first of all.
Yeah.
How much they are seeing at one time.
Yeah.
How that is influencing them in that specific state.
Yeah.
And then how to get out of that.
Yeah.
So it can be very dangerous where it's too much for the person. That's why you have spiritual practitioners have to use their skills and their intuition and their gifts to be able to analyze
how far to go,
because it's not just about one session and healing all of this trauma at once. No. And there are other dynamics that play into that, you know. So it's it's a touch and go situation.
But you know, it's like I've spoken about this before on my Instagram channel of you know, how, for example, I was watching, like I was just kind of in zombie mode yesterday. So I was watching Netflix for the first time in 100 years. And it was like someone got a vial of whatever to calm a person down. So a psych ward scene, you know.
Yes.
And in those moments, it just breaks my heart, because I'm like, that kind of medicine doesn't allow for any of the trauma to release in any sort of way, and no matter what comes out, it's immediately viewed as psychotic. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
it's almost just like a cork in the bottle,
allowing to release.
It's a cork in the bottle, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just plugging that,
and it's been for hundreds of years, and I'm like, it's so ancient, and ridiculously ineffective.
Look, I mean, in some circumstances, and I'm talking about in mental institutions now, where you have people that are on this medication, but eventually, dependable on what they are suffering from, bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, or there's quite a list. But it gets to a stage where they basically become immune at some instances, and then where their manic episodes basically occur, the intervals between each manic episode just gets less and less and less. And that's when they have to be instituted, because they are a danger to themselves, first of all.
But that is the higher self trying to show you that you need to look at something, right?
Well,
maybe one aspect. The other aspect of it could be the neurons are completely misfiring.
This is a very complex question, because, like I say, a lot of issues that are reflective in humans today are from not, I'm going to say, learning the lessons from the past. And I'm not just talking about one past life. I'm talking about many past lives.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I'm not going to go into this because it's in my course.
Okay.
It's in my retreats. But this question is quite complex because it could be relative to
soul contract.
The destiny of your past karma. Yes. But in many instances, the healing of these mental illnesses, and it's not only your very serious mental illnesses like schizophrenia or like bipolar disorder. There's quite a few. It's also playing a huge prominent role now today in society, where I don't know how many people out of 10 are like suffering from depression, anxiety, where social media and the media are creating suicides. So I think this is quite a broad question.
Yeah, of course.
When you get to the aspect of institutions, mental institutions, of course it's a profession, and they are going to use the aspect of psychiatry and heavy medication to basically control the aspects of this mental imbalance, because that the aspects of bipolar or schizophrenia are an imbalance in the body, but it also plays a huge part in terms of past life aspects. So you could say, so somebody could come into this life now, you're in this life now, and you suffer from bipolar, and you could say, why me? Why me? Why do I have this disorder? Or why do I have bad relationships? Or why don't the people at work like me? Or why am I having issues with that one? People forget.
It could be a past life. It's much like some diseases as well.
Well, I think most of it is connected to past life.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But the aspect of being in this life now, in this moment, in the present moment, that's why I've said this numerous times, is that humanity are not aware that what you do today affects eternity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means that the presence of your energy today will influence the rest of your destiny on this plane now, in this uniform, in this body, but it will also affect a future karma.
For sure.
But people don't think like that.
Of course, it's so broad. It's so macrocosmic.
It's broad. So, but anyway, I will be offering a retreat just focusing on the deeper aspects of that, to come to a greater understanding. Yeah. So that question, it's very hard. It's very difficult to answer unless someone is suffering from bipolar or schizophrenia or whatever, and they say, I refuse to take psychotic drugs.
Yes.
And I prefer to heal myself.
Yes.
Through the medium of whatever.
Yeah.
There could be numerous forms, modalities that you use. But I don't know if there's been an experiment like that. Where they've taken, for example, like 5 schizophrenic people or 5 bipolar disorder people and put them in a spiritual institution instead of a mental institution.
Yes.
And to actually monitor the difference between people in the spiritual institution and the mental institution.
Amazing. Yeah.
So
probably not. Or probably not recently. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had an interesting reflection.
Yes.
This weekend, I saw on Instagram you posted a video. I think it was on the masculine.
Yes.
I watched it briefly.
Yes.
So then I was sitting and I was thinking, okay, because I've never really thought about this, about the masculines in my life.
Yes.
Like how my interactions are.
Okay.
And I started to see like a pattern that all the masculines in my life, or that I relate to or work with,
Yes.
they're all soft. They're all gentle.
Yeah.
I've never heard them raise their voice.
Yeah.
They're accommodating. They're kind.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Interesting. Interesting. But it was also, I knew I was doing so much work on the masculine, my masculine, whatever you want to call it, last week, because I also dreamt of my dad one night. And in that dream, I was also like arguing with him, and I was just like, Jesus, what is going on this week? So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, so that was because I've never reflected upon that. And these are relationships that I've had, not sexual relationships, because I'm not that way inclined. Over the last 15 years.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you. That's what...
Yeah, previously, I mean, I've had some altercations.
Yeah.
I think maybe 4 altercations with that hardcore masculine, where they've said something derogatory to someone or said something derogatory to me, and I haven't kept quiet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one instance was at Harrods, you know, because I worked at Harrods for a while. And the one, we had so many managers in the departments, you know, there was the general manager and anyway, so this one dude, and I was in the charcuterie section, and I was doing ordering because I got promoted from, you know, making sandwiches
Yeah.
to like helping clients that fly in from China, you know, to come and buy stuff at Harrods.
Yeah.
And he said something about my sexuality or something, and as I was walking away, and I turned around and I said something to him. I won't repeat it on the show. But anyway, I was abruptly taken up to human resources and counseled. I was actually like, "Are you okay? Like, are you all right?"
Oh.
Yeah, but they eventually let me go because, I mean, you know, I was very firm.
Yeah. Good for you.
And of course, they're going to, you know, support the management.
Stick to the side of the client, yeah.
No, it was actually a manager, not a client. It was a manager at Harrods, yeah. Okay. You know, one of these English dudes that aren't very, they're a bit rough.
Yeah.
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 So anyway, I said, look, I'm very happy to go because I can't work with somebody like that, and I won't work with somebody like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't work with somebody like that who disrespects me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been my lesson this week as well. Like, I can feel like, you know, beyond the boundaries as being the clear closing of the cycle of the lesson that I needed to learn, particularly with Julian, but was this level of respect of like, what level of respect do you have for yourself here, Brigitte? Because this is now done. I'm done. Yes, I've been fierce this week, but not dramatic, just fierce. Like, do not fuck with me, please. Yeah, so it's been quite an interesting space. It's cool. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Well, what can I say?
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. On the weekend, I was sitting outside drumming for the one client, just bringing her back, our girl. And like we were sitting with her for long. Well, it actually, in mushroom time, it felt like 4 hours. It was actually only an hour and a half, but it felt like 4 hours. And anyway, this vibration just started moving through my feet, and I started this light language channel. But because there was so much interference, I was like, I started 2 seconds of it, and then I checked, like, is this of the light, And I got like the green light, and I was just like channeled, and I could feel like through the channel her nervous system like calming down and just calming down and calming down with this like interference on the side. We worked.
So what was the interference?
I don't know. I feel like it was like an AI kind of.
I'm already picking something up. It's not very pretty.
No. I feel she's been attacked.
And it's not artificial intelligence.
Well, there's something else that I don't feel like. I don't know. I haven't set flow. Yeah.
No, it's fine. But I'm not picking up artificial intelligence. I'm picking up something a little bit darker than that.
Yeah. No, it was a battle of light and dark on the weekend, like full on.
Oh, that's what I'm seeing.
Full on. We were.
Nasty little number.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said we worked. Yeah. So that was that. Human beings doing their thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, look, it's a process, I mean, if I look at myself, I only speak like from experience. And I mean, for me, I still get angry about certain things. How people treat the planet, how people treat women. There's still sex trafficking going on. There's child trafficking going on. These are issues that I get upset about.
Yeah, for sure.
But I still have to maintain. I still forget sometimes, because I do this in every moment. My karma, and if you are not, if you're not consciously aware of that every day, you are going to get entangled, or you are entangled from past life issues, and then obviously current issues that happen now in this lifetime that are added to that through your experiences, your interactions with family, your interactions with colleagues, your interactions with the social world. So you've got that on top of past life things.
Yeah, I know.
And
then
your
dating apps.
Technology, dating apps. Well, dating apps, yes. And constant
entanglement,
First thing on the phone.
Yeah.
And the first thing in the morning is the first thing on the phone.
Yeah.
So there is no space
to actually clear. I mean,
in the mind to actually just start
clearing.
So that's why I say it's a process. It's a process of first of all, acceptance. And that for some people is very difficult. When I'm not going to go into now, but acceptance. The second thing is, okay, now we have to untangle everything.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Right? And then from there, it's an aspect of clearing. And then the aspect of maintaining.
Yeah.
So it's a process that doesn't happen in one mushroom session.
No.
So people must just,
Yeah. But also, I started, so it's funny, I said, like, there's been a whole bunch of boundary work with that word respect coming in for me, and also like a lot of closing. So I feel like this ceremony on the weekend was the last elemental alchemy in the format that I have over 20 a fuck around. And it's over a longer period of time, because all that trauma release is in one 24-hour session. It's too much for some people, you know.
No, but it's not a logical.
See, the frequency has changed so much. So it's like a year ago when I did this format, because I know on the videos I've said this format is so great. And it's great for those that are in strength in their spiritual practice, that are coming for higher activations, etc. But because I work a lot with trauma, if I do have a group with more trauma people, it's too much for them, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the designing of the retreats. And yeah,
But
just
you have
out of it more.
You have to, because it's like the same as the information that I want to share. You're going to get your beginners, that are not going to understand the deeper aspects of soul. Okay, so you have to have something for those that are just touching the surface, and those that are intermediary, and those that can take activations, for example. You know, where you can do an activation in a class. Because I would never I would do a gentle clearing on beginners, but I would never do an activation. No, because it's not the responsible thing to do. You know, because like I say, one person could just you know.
Psychosis.
So you have to create an environment for
each soul, or each category.
Category.
Yeah. And I mean, one could speak to, you know, the crystal kids and the new school system and unschooling, you know, like it's like these star children or crystal children are a category among themselves, very powerful, very sensitive, and they need a whole entire new structure, very well thought out diets and mystery schools, you know.
Yes. Well, it was interesting.
And nature schools.
It was interesting because I went to go look at a venue last week, and coming back, we took like a different route, and I saw a school for autistic children.
Oh, wow.
And it was huge. The school wasn't just like one little pandoki.
Yeah.
It was like a school.
Wow.
So it just shows you.
Wow.
How many autistic kids are out there, and they're actually catering for that, which is phenomenal. That's fantastic.
Good. Yeah. I mean, we have been, by we, I mean the family that I live with, Noah started like Earth School, you know. So one day we dropped.
He's such an old. You sent a picture of him the other day. I took one look at him, and he's ancient.
Well, we call him the oldest man we know.
He's ancient. Really, he's ancient.
I know. We know.